What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new set. I've done gameplays with all of these cards that matter. I've used Assar Thompson, just not going to make a gameplay on him. And I've not used Jonathan Kaminga because he's garbage. We're going to be looking at the rest of these opals and pink diamonds, saying which one of them are worth picking up and whether or not it is worth locking in for the set. So basically, yeah, that is what we are going to be looking at right now. So the first player that I would say just don't ever consider buying is Jonathan Kaminga. You can see right here, the guy cannot accelerate. The guy's release is literally broken. You can even see it in the replay. Look at how bad it looks in slow motion. Actually, you know, it looks a lot better in slow motion than it does in fast motion. Or in normal motion. You can see from behind right here. Like his arms, like, there's just too many moving parts. It's slow and there's too many moving parts going on. Like, trying to fade with that is, like, laughably bad. And he's also got Embiid dribble style for a wing, which is borderline unusable. He may as well have 99 every stat. His stats are perfect. But there's more in this game than stats. And this man here is absolutely garbage. Like, just under no circumstances should you ever use Jonathan Kaminga. And I was about to say, I was like, oh, unless you're a big fan of, like, Kaminga or you're like, oh, if you're a Duke fan or something for some players. I was like, man went playing at Ignite. I don't even think that many Warrior fans are too fond of this guy. He'll be fine. He'll be a decent NBA player. He's going to have a couple of years where I have a feeling he's going to have a couple of years averaging 20 points a game in the NBA. But my God, in 2K, this man is a garbage man. He's awful. Then you have got Assar Thompson, who I actually really rate. I think he's real good. Like, that release is good. This release on very quick, I think, would be one of the best shooting guard releases in the game. Normal leaner. It looks a little bit weird with his release. A little bit of a low set point, so he can get contested quite easily. LeBron dribble style is okay, but for me, it's the dunking and the defense. The guy's got 99 in basically every defensive stat, and he's got a nice player build. And if you guys remember Amen Thompson's diamond card, I really hope we get an Amen Thompson card next week. If we can get an Amen Thompson pink diamond card next week, that'll be insane. So, like, he can get a little bit of space with that LeBron dribble style, but really, he's going to be a lockdown defender and transition scorer. That's really what you're getting this guy for. But for 42k, I don't think he's a terrible option at the shooting guard position. Like, I think he's better than, like, Diamond Kawhi. I'm trying to think of, like, who's good at the shooting guard position for, like, 40k. Diamond Kawhi. I'm trying to think who's better. Who, again, you can buy is better than him. Paul George, pink diamond, is probably better than him. And I just want to see what price he is. Paul George, pink diamond, is 78k. So he's almost twice as much. So Assar Thompson is, without question, the most slept-on player in this entire set. I don't have a gameplay with him. I don't think he's anything spectacular. But I do think he's good enough that if you are in desperate need of a shooting guard, he's better than all the free guys you can get. I think he's at a similar level to, like, a Wiggins. That's what I would say. He's probably not quite as good as a Wiggins, but he's, like, in that, like, stratosphere. That's kind of where he enters the conversation in his, like, is he better than Wiggins from last season? And he's there or thereabouts. So with that, he's really good. And now we're on to the last player, and it's Reggie Theus. Is the best pink diamond. Release-wise, it's really nice off the catch. If he's open off the catch, he's going to hit almost every time. It's like Matt Harpering's release, where it is really, really easy to green when he's open. The problem with Reggie Theus is that when he's off the dribble, it's terrible. Kyrie dribble style, though, but you can't really use the guy as a primary ball handler unless you are looking to just attack the basket, because he is a nice dunker. He's a good defender. For me, especially if you are, like, on a budget, because it's the only probable reason to use him, if you play him beside, for example, if he's playing, he's better value than a Dyson Daniels. He's better in general than a Alex Caruso. If you play him beside a Korver, he's really good. Because he can kind of score. Like, when he's open, he'll hit shots. Defensively, he's going to be real good, though. He'll be able to switch everything. It's just, he's not a primary creator. But for 50k, for a guy who can compete with the best of the best, it's actually not bad at all. It's really not bad. So then we're looking at the Opals, and I think the worst of the Opals is Gary Payton. For me, as much as I like Gary Payton, I would honestly give me Reggie Theus over Gary Payton for the price. I think Payton's better, but it's by so little. And the fact that Reggie Theus is 52k, Gary Payton's 126, I think for the price, Theus is the option to go for. So he has a really slow behind the back. He's going to be in a good dunker, though. And defensively, he's going to be exceptional, too. So I don't think anyone's really is going to be really worried about that with him. Because, like, we know that he's going to be real good on defense. His fade is pretty nice as well. He's going to be nice attacking the basket. Dribbling is... it's all right. It's all right, like. But it's nothing to write home about. He's just good. Is he better than Jason Kidd? That's kind of the level I put him at. He shoots the ball a little bit faster. Worse player builds. Probably dunks a bit better than Kidd. Like, he's thereabouts in level, whereas I think Theus gives you something different. If I were you and you were just not looking to lock in this set, buy Reggie Theus over Gary Payton. Payton creates better, but like he's still not a very good creator. Whereas defensively, you've got more versatility there on Theus. I've had Gary Payton be shot over plenty of times. Reggie Theus has not been shot over. Aris Gilmore is one of the most underrated players in the entire game because that jump shot is money. That jump shot is absolutely money. In my gameplay with him, I go 2 for 2 from 3, and they're big shots. Like, they're big shots. So like, if teams are gonna respect Aris Gilmore, this is one of those guys with a 63 ball that feels like it's 80. Don't shoot from the wings with him. The green window's so small on the wings because the worst 3-point shooters are hard to shoot with from the wings. But like mediocre or not great 3-point shooters with high enough mid-range shots and good releases, yeah, hit from the corners with them. They'll hit almost every time. As well as that, he has that ability to one dribble fade. That's not what I want to do. He has the ability to put the ball on the floor, please. He has the ability to, off one dribble, pull up and fade really well because his upper is very nice off the fade. But in general, I think Aris Gilmore is just, he's a bully. He's a big player build, great on defense. If you're asking me where I rank the guy as far as centers go, is the only center I will, without doubt, say is better is Wembanyama. So, Porzingis. I think he just got more. He's a wider player build, a much better defender than Porzingis because he's harder to get by. He doesn't shoot as well, but he offers some things better than Porzingis. I think he's better than Mark Eaton. I have Sabonis as well. I think he's better than Sabonis. I don't think he's that much better than Sabonis. I can't stress that enough. I think he's a tiny bit better than Sabonis. But like, you're seeing how many threes I'm hitting here. I'm playing online versus. This is what you play online with. And the difference is that he's the ability to play every game out, which certain budget centers can't. For me, this is the first, like, I don't know why I'm calling him budget. This is the first, like, true viable center that can compete with a Porzingis. I think you can compete inside with a Sabonis, but I do think he gets burned on the perimeter if your opponent decides they want to use a Porzingis or a Wemby as their ball handler. This is the first card I think that fully competes. Get a shoe on him, get a coach that boosts the 3-ball. Like, I'm here with no shoe and no coach and still greeny. If you get that 3-ball up to an 84, you can get that up to an 84 with a shoe and the right coach. He's not going to miss. And then you get some more shooting badges on him. I'm telling you, Aris Gilmore is unbelievable. And then the best of the best, it's Korver. Game defining. This guy's going to define the game. Like in my Korver gameplay earlier today, I actually had a game that he really struggled in. And I didn't upload it. But the thing with Korver is that even in the game where I struggled with him, I just couldn't find the green window. Basically, I was so used to the muscle memory from the other Korver that I was shooting slightly late every single time. And then I was overcompensating by shooting slightly early. Because Korver, if you guys have used Korver offline, how many points I've scored with Korver? Like, it's in the thousands. But like, for me, when it comes to Korver, it's just, he's so hard to guard. Like, in this scenario of a screen, if you get clipped by the screen, Korver stops, pulls up, and greens. If you overplay the screen, Korver can now go the opposite way and shoot the fade. And if you have enough time, Korver can go the opposite way, stop, pop, green. Like, it's just, he's the most dangerous player. And he's locked down on defense. He's got all the defensive badges, he's got all the defensive stats. The only problem is he's like an 80 dunker and he doesn't dunk that often. Who cares? Like, you can use him as a primary 3-hunter. Or you can play him off the ball, and it's a guaranteed 3 points every time he touches it. Because you better believe, like, if he's standing in the corner, and your opponent is even an inch off him, the ball gets into his hands, he presses the square button, and it's green. He can be guarded. For example, like, just like Luka back in 2K22, if you're trying to use him to 3-hunt, and your opponent is on-balling and stepping up on that, he can be guarded. Like, Luka could have been guarded like that. But, at the same time, the guy will never miss when he's open and has a release that he's near impossible to contest. The CPU are never going to be close enough to contest him off the catch. And it literally is going to be a case where users are going to have to manually deny Kyle Korver the ball. That's how good a shooter he is. This guy, for me, is the best player in the game. Like, I've seen Glenn Rice, and Glenn Rice is a better 3-hunter, I will say. Like, if you're looking to 3-hunt, that Patty Mills base is better. If you are using a guy that might be a primary ball handler, might be a secondary ball handler, for me, just due to how comfortable I am with Kyle Korver, Korver is the best player in the game. He plays elite defense. He shoots the 3 ball. I don't need him to dunk that much. For most people, Glenn's going to be better. But most people aren't going to get Glenn. For me, this is the best player in the game. And regardless of which cards you pick up, he is a must. For me, he's a near must-buy. Just like Sabonis last week, he's a near must-buy. If you bought Sabonis last week and you only have a certain amount of MT and you can't buy Artis, I would, I just saw a gigantic spider on the wall. I'm sorry. I need to get that later. Or in a little bit. Either way, though, he's just an unbelievable card. Is this set worth locking in? I don't think so. If you bought these 3 guys, or if you're buying these 3 anyway, sure. If you're not buying those 3, I would not advise you to lock in the set. I really wouldn't. And that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.